It is so easy to compare ourselves to somebody else, to compare our beginning with someone else's middle. And there's this inner critic that lives inside every one of our heads that tells us constantly, you're not good enough, it's not enough, you're not fast enough, you're not skinny enough, you're not rich enough. There is always going to be a limitation to what you have. You can always have more, there can always be less. However, you can always be better today than who you were yesterday. Even if it's just one thing, even if you're better at making your bed, there's always room to improve when you compare yourself to who you were yesterday and not compare yourself to the Johnsons down the street or Henry over here or Julie over here. When you are a person who is devoted to growth, which I believe that many of you who are watching this are, you start to look at your circumstances, all of them being positive, negative, happy, sad, victories, losses, as opportunities to grow. You start to realize that every moment has something to teach you, including this inner critic. You don't have to agree with something to learn from something. You don't have to agree with your workout in order to grow from your workout. There's an old story that talks about three men who are given these certain talents. And one person takes these talents and he just amplifies them fivefold. Another person takes the talents and doubles them. But then there's a third person, and he takes all these talents and he buries them in the ground. And then one day, the person that originally gave them the talents comes to each of these three guys. And the guy who increased the talents fivefold, he blessed them and gave them even more. And the person who doubled the talents, he gave him twice as much back. But to the guy who just buried his talents in the ground, he said, for those who have, even more shall be given. But for those who have not, even what you have will be taken from you. And he took the talents that were buried in the ground and he gave them to the person who multiplied the talents fivefold. The moral of the story is this: we all have something special. We have something that's been given to us. It's innate and it's unique to myself, to you. And we have a responsibility to grow what that is. Not to bury it in the ground, not to hide it in the closet, not to never talk about it or be ashamed of it. We have a responsibility to grow and to cultivate the gifts, the talents that have been given to us. And in this story, there's a principle that what you put into something, you get back out of it. And there's an exponential growth for those who understand this process. So what I'm challenging you to do today is to get connected to what those talents are. What are your innate gifts? And to build upon those. Center your life around these things as an anchor, because it's always going to give you fuel. It's always going to give you energy. You're going to enjoy cultivating these things, so you're going to get good at it. And you're going to reap the bounty in ways that you have no idea are possible. So if you like this video, I want you to click the like button below, and I want you to subscribe to Michael Stevens Healing. And I look forward to meeting with you every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time for Wisdom Wednesdays. Have a powerful week.